Hello healers, Mihaela from the beach. Look at that. It's such a beautiful day. Best day ever to be outside, especially on a low tide. I took a nice long walk. And I'm here to answer another question that was posted here on my Facebook. And the question was, how do I know how to make my food choices? When to eat, how much to eat, what to eat, all that. Since you already know, I don't follow any particular guideline or recommendation, right? So how do I know? So before I answer that, I just want to say that our body is very conditionable. In other words, we can condition our mind to eat at certain times of the day. Literally, we get hungry at certain times of the day. If day after day, that's the time we feed ourselves. So, with that being said, I personally follow my body's cues. Most of the time, because I conditioned myself for the last 8 years or so, I've been doing intermittent fasting with my first meal, like breaking the fast, was always after 12. I'm really conditioned where I very, very rarely feel hungry before midday. So I follow my body's cues. If I wake up hungry, I will eat. I will not check the time and say, I don't want to eat until 12 o'clock. However, I still practice intermittent fasting, so I still want to keep my window of eating to 6 to 8 hours in every 24-hour cycle. So let's say if I eat at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will check the time and I would say, 8 hours later, it's 4 p.m. That means I will make sure not to eat after 4 p.m. I make a note, a mental note of that, because otherwise I forget, and chances are that I will want to eat later in the day because that's how I'm programmed, basically. So what I'm trying to say to you is, you can train your body when to get hungry. And you can do that based on your lifestyle circumstances. The reason I chose to go from 12 to like 6 or 8 p.m. is because dinner for us is a more of a sit down as a family to eat together and talk, rather than breakfast where it's more rushed, so everybody gets out the door to make it to work or school. However, if and when I work with new clients, I always encourage them, if they can, flip their intermittent fasting, their window of eating, to the earlier part of the day, so they stop eating earlier in the day. It's better for overall health as well as weight loss. So that answers the question. Hey Jackie, great seeing you. I always see you live. We have to chat, girl. You all show up when I do my live videos, but we never get to chat, and I miss you. So that answers the question, how do I know when to eat? I follow my body's cues, but I also condition my body when to get hungry. When I do 24-hour fasts or longer fasts, I do bypass my body's hunger. I ride the waves of hunger willingly, intentionally, because I have as a goal fasting. So, however, every day, normal, regular days, I do practice intermittent fasting, and most of the time I begin to get hungry after 12 o'clock. So I have days when I eat at noon, or I have days when I eat at 3 o'clock, and then I eat another one at 5 or 6, and I'm done. But I always follow my body. Now, to what to eat? Currently, for the last year, I am mainly meat-based diet or animal food-based diet with hardly any plants at all. So let's say I eat carnivore. So that takes care of what I eat. But then within the family of foods of carnivore, I open the refrigerator and I look what's in the refrigerator. Then I kind of check in with my body and I'm like, what do I feel like eating right now? Will eggs satisfy me? Will eggs be enough to make me feel nourished and strong and have the energy that I desire? So again, based on the hunger, based on what I've done previously, if I've done a strenuous exercise, I hope the wind is not too strong, if you guys can hear me, then I choose what I eat. Sometimes I go with 4 or 5 eggs and I'm perfectly fine. Sometimes I'm like, no, eggs is not gonna cut it. I need meat. And I go and I prepare a burger or 2 or a steak. And usually I already know the amount. And how do I know? Because I weigh before I eat everything that I put in the plate. And then I see how much I eat and what's left, and I weigh it again. And consistently around 8 ounces of protein in one meal is what satisfies me. So I don't weigh it anymore. I just know, by looking at it, I know, oh, this is about 8 ounces of protein. And I eat that once, and the second meal is usually maybe half than that if I have a second meal. So perhaps because I'm doing intermittent fasting, I'm in a fat burning mode. When I take enough fat, I don't need to eat so much food. And that's why the post I made today is like, the conclusion of all things is eat less, mostly meats. And when I say meat, I really mean animal-based foods. Eggs, seafood, for some dairy may be an okay option. But by and large, we don't need to eat so much food. With less, you go more. You have, in fact, that's the only solid evidence base we have in terms of longevity, is calorie restriction. And then when you eat less, again, it's good for overall health, as well as helps get more into that fat burning mode and burn your own fat, and etc., etc. So that's how I make my food choices. I check in with my body, and this takes time. It takes time and takes paying attention to when you eat, how you feel afterwards. So it's almost like your own detective, food and lifestyle detective, for a long time. You have to bring your awareness into what you do, how you feel afterwards. And that helps you refine the process. So in the end, you don't have to use your thinking mind when you make your food choices. It's just natural, it's innate, just like breathing. We don't need our thinking mind to regulate our breathing. Same exact thing happens when we get in tune with our body and we let the body lead our food choices, what we eat, when we eat, how much we eat. And how much, again, it's usually based on satiety. So when you eat a lot of animal food, it's difficult to overeat protein. I can tell you that. I have yet to see a person that can overeat meat. You can overdrink cream, maybe. It's slippery. It's like fat. It's easier to take in more fat. Oh, no, of course, carbohydrates, like no brainer. You can take in lots of carbs and not even have the signal from the stomach that you're full. But protein is different, has a high satiety index, and it's really difficult to overeat. So ever since I switched to carnivore, I can say that my eating is even more innate, intuitive. I eat protein satiety. If I have enough fat, usually no cravings, no thinking about anything else afterwards. And how do I get enough fat? Usually I look for the fattier meats, and I always add fat to my coffee. I still have coffee. That's one plant product that I continue to have, and I do put butter in my coffee. And I kind of know, again, by looking at the amount of fat I have in the plate, I already know. I have like a visceral reaction to what's in my plate. I know if it's too much, if it's the right amount, the right composition. So it becomes, but of course it takes time. It takes time, it takes awareness, it takes practice, it takes willingness to do all this. And now to bring it kind of all together, if the meals you eat are not nourishing, you will continue to have food cravings. You will struggle, you will feel deprived, you will feel like this is not working, I'm restricting, and it's not serving me. So you have to be patient, and you really, really have to hone into what is nourishing to you in particular, because, we are not all the same. We are biological machineries. So each one responds slightly different to the food we eat, but as a species, humans nourish on animal-based food. So no two ways about that. Making plant foods your focus of like the nourishing food is going the dead end. And you may not feel it as much first generation, but with every subsequent generation of people that make their base nutrition based on plants, we see more and more nutritional degenerations. And to understand this, you can go and check Dr. Pottinger's cat experiment, because it really, really applies very well to what's happening to us today as a human race or species. That's it. I hope this is helping you bring awareness into your eating habits, helps you, condition your body in the way you want your body to work with you, because it's like this relationship you have with your body. You want your body to support you in what you want to do, and you want to support your body so the body is healthy enough so you can use the body to do what you want to do. So that's what we work in our Find Your Cure program. So if you feel called to dive deeper into this way of eating, so you reach food liberation, where eating becomes as natural, innate, effortless as breathing, message me. And I am taking private clients at the moment, and the group coaching is going on full blown, and the next group coaching is going to be in April, I think about mid-April. So you can get on the wait list for the group coaching if the private coaching is not a good fit for you at the moment. Thank you. I love you. Trust that you can enter in a healing relationship with your body, and the two of you together can live the best life possible on earth.